What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Deontay Wilder insists that Luis King Kong Ortiz was the toughest fight than Tyson Fury ahead of the rematch with the Cuban. He has this to say. Of course, we know that the WBC champion was hurt by the Cuban in their first fight in March of 2018, but came back to win a stunning 10th round KO. Okay. And when asked to compare the two, Wilder said, "Who is tougher in the ring, Luis Ortiz or Tyson Fury?" He said, "I would have to say Ortiz." He says, "Luis Ortiz is a smart fighter. He moves strategically in the ring. He's a great counterpuncher as well. I like his style as a Cuban. Nobody in the top 10 wanted to fight Ortiz, and they still don't to this day. But I'm giving him the opportunity, and we about to do it again. November 23rd, baby, in Vegas." Okay? Luis Ortiz's most dangerous trait is he's a counterpuncher. He keeps you on the edge of your seat. You've definitely got to really plan what you're gonna do. Have your next move, because when you're punching, he's coming back with something just like that. You've definitely gotta have a coordination. You've gotta have timing on point, and you definitely have to have some type of speed with you. Now, the good thing about Deontay Wilder is he does have some sort of speed. He's not a slow fighter. That's one of his attributes. That's always been one of his attributes. He's tall, he's rangy, and he has a reach. But then so does Ortiz. Ortiz has an 84-inch reach. Okay. Now, Ortiz is the type of fighter that he will counter you if he thinks that you're there to be countered. Okay. I think sometimes he's too overzealous at times, too counter in times where he doesn't need to, but that's just the warrior in him. You look at the first fight, a lot of those punches were sloppy. They hit Wilder on the back or along, the rib cage and the chest, and they really weren't aimed right. He was just throwing the punch for the sake of throwing the punch. I hope he's more controlled now, because I think Ortiz fought a lot on emotion, okay, in the first fight. And I think that Wilder said it best by saying he's a tougher fighter than Tyson Fury. I'm not sure about the best fighter, a tougher fighter. Sure, I think so, because he hurt Deontay Wilder. And if I'm Deontay Wilder, I could see Ortiz being the toughest fight, because the toughest fight to date was the fight he had in March with Ortiz. Not necessarily Tyson Fury, but for Tyson's credit, in his defense, he did buckle Deontay Wilder. Now, I'm not sure. I don't think he was hurt to the magnitude that he was with Ortiz. No, I don't think so. But he was buckled by Tyson Fury also. That might have been fatigue setting in. It was the 12th round. A lot of those guys were spent. He thought Tyson Fury wasn't going to get up, and he did get up. That probably zapped a lot of energy out of him. Like, damn, we got to do this all over again, and there's still enough minute in this round, and he rallied to get him out of there, but Tyson Fury fought back like a warrior he was, So it's just two different fighters. But as far as toughness, I think that's Deontay Wilder's way of respecting that he can be hurt by Luis Ortiz. We must not forget that he was hurt in the 7th round. I don't know how far he was for the ref stopping it, because I think the ref was in on it. I think the ref was solely there in place there for the protection of Deontay Wilder. That's my opinion. But he did hurt Wilder, and you can't take that away from Ortiz. Ortiz hurt Wilder. Ortiz was there. He landed that right hook, because they did trade punches, and Ortiz's punches landed because he wasn't afraid of Deontay Wilder coming in, So it was a perfectly well punched hook. He has some heavy right hooks anyway. If you look at a lot of Ortiz's fights, his right hook is very heavy, okay? Very, very heavy. And that's one of Ortiz's weapons. You know, he jabs and he hooks off the jab. He might double or triple up that hook, you know, off that jab. So, you know, he is a very dangerous opponent, and he is a counterpuncher. I hope that he is able to right his wrongs. Ortiz is, you know, and Deontay Wilder, you know, I can see how a portion of this article is him trying to sell this fight. Well, I hope he did get himself in a situation that he didn't expect once again. I hope this is a tough fight for him. I hope he loses this fight. I hope Ortiz wins this fight. And if he doesn't win this fight, I hope Ortiz give this motherfucker everything he can handle, including the kitchen sink. You know, I do wish that for Ortiz, because Ortiz deserves, because I believe Ortiz is one of the most talented heavyweights, despite his age or whatever, you know, and that's really one of the handicaps of Ortiz, because Ortiz is a guy that maybe he is on old legs, like Tyson Fury said, but he is still skillful. So I hope enough of that skill can shine November 23rd, enough for the victory. You know, so, but it is interesting for Deontay Wilder to address that Luis Ortiz is tougher than any other opponent that he's been in the ring with. You know, so that's given mad respect, you know, amongst high. Okay, so you got to give your hand, you know, you got to give it up to Deontay Wilder for acknowledging the danger of fighting someone like Ortiz. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder's statements. Do you think he is a tougher fight than Tyson Fury? You guys let me know. Leave a comment in the description box in the comment section below. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.